third year students, I welcome you all, wishing you all the best in this course. In this course, we will again study 10 passages from passage number 11 to 20. Listen carefully. It must have been about 2 o'clock in the morning when I was woken up abruptly. Abruptly means suddenly, by a loud banging noise. Banging means gigantic, enormous, or very large. Banging, enormous, gigantic means very large. I was woken suddenly by a loud gigantic noise. It was such a bitterly cold night that I did not fancy the idea of getting up. Bitterly cold means very cold night. Extremely unpleasantly cold night. That I did not fancy the idea of getting up. I did not imagine the idea of getting up, so I sat in bed and listened. Since I hear nothing more, I conclude that the sound must have come from the street. I was just pulling the bedclothes over my head to go back to sleep when there was another loud bang. The sound was so extraordinary that this time I jumped out of bed at once. I put on my dressing gown. Dressing gown means a long a long loose robe typically worn after getting out bed or bathing. And tiptoed downstairs. I put on my dressing gown, I put on my robe, and tiptoed. Tiptoed means walked very quietly downstairs, feeling my way carefully. I found the drawing room door open and could not remember if I had left it like that. The room was lit up by a pale means faded or washed out. Faded red glow from the fire which was slowly dying out, slowly disappear. I quickly turned on the lights, but could see nothing unusual. I felt rather ashamed of my foolish behavior and began climbing the stairs when I heard the same noise again. It came distinctly from above, clearly, obviously. It came obviously from above. I dashed upstairs and went into all the bedrooms, one after the other. Dashed means run. I ran upstairs and went into all the bedrooms, one after the other, but there was nothing that could possibly have made such a sound. I went across to one of the windows. It was so cold outside that the ice had formed on the window's panes. I scraped, I removed it. I scraped it, I removed it away and looked down on the garden below. Lamps from the street in the distance provided sufficient light to see by. Provided enough. Sufficient means enough light to see by. It was snowing heavily, and a thick white blanket covered everything. The branches of the bare trees looked like white arms against the night sky. There was certainly no sign that anyone had been walking in the garden, for it would have been easy to make out footprints. As I was beginning to feel cold, I went to my room, sat on my bed, and waited to see if the noise would come again. It did, from directly above me. Only then did I understand. The water in the pipes leading to the tank in the attic. Attic means garret. attic, garret section of a house situated under the roof. The water in the pipes leading to the tank in the attic was beginning to freeze, and the pipes were protesting loudly. The pipes were protesting loudly. The pipe make a fuss, make a fuss. Thank you.